In Gadar 1, we have Sunny Deol as Tara Singh, जो मतलब लड़ाई झगड़ा करके चिल्ला विल्ला के डायलॉग्स बोल के जाते हैं to get his wife back from Pakistan where she's with her father. His wife Sakina is played by Amisha Patel. In the second film in Gadar 2, he's yelling, screaming and doing all that jhagda to go to Pakistan to save his son Charanjit, played by Utkarsh Sharma, who is essentially now stuck in the country. Hi, I am Pratiksha Mishra and you're listening to my review of Gadar 2. The thing with Gadar 2 is that it's Gadar 1. Gadar 2 is just Gadar ek Prem Katha, but somehow worse. Gadar ek Prem Katha, I think released in 2001. Sure, there's a lot of criticism that the film had, but there was still something, there was still some kind of feeling in that film that made it a cult classic, right? In Gadar 2, that feeling does not exist. At least the Gadar Ek Prem Katha songs were great. Some of the characterization was good. There was at least some subtle anti-war messaging. None of that is there in the second film. The second film is, if not louder, even more melodramatic. The dialogues are even more screamy and preachy. And that's just not the route you would think a film directed in 2023 would take. Tara Singh is fully Tara Singh. He still played as Tara Singh. He, uproots infrastructural things. He yells, throws things at people, isn't afraid of anything. I still cannot, though, kind of buy into the nonsensicalness of this film, because जब उसके सामने लोग बंदूक तलवार वगैरह लेके खड़े हैं, why are they just waiting for him to uproot a hand pump and then running away? It makes little to no sense. I understand that this man is very, very strong. Is he invincible? Just in the action genre itself, it makes absolutely no sense. एक suspension of disbelief का भी limit होता है ना कहीं. Amisha Patel's character Sakina had some kind of charm in the first film, but doesn't have, first of all, that charm or anything to do in the second film. Gadar 2 की जगह, if you just watch Gadar 1, you will have missed nothing in the second film. And that's the thing. Why would you kind of have a reprisal of a film if you have nothing new to say? The second film is set in 1971, or at least close to it. The war is imminent, and इसी बीच में what happens is that Tara Singh gets involved in something happening at the border and taken to Pakistan. इसी बीच his son Charanjit decides कि मैं जाके उनको बचा के लेके आऊँगा. Fair, that I think is the staple plot of the film, understandable. उसके बाद in Pakistan he finds a love interest in Muskan, played by Simrat Kaur. And then he, for some reason, is given a character where he starts behaving like some of Bollywood's great legends like Dilip Kumar and Rajesh Khanna. And why would you attempt that in the first place? It's mind-boggling to me. It is mind-boggling. The performances in itself, the film is so loud that performances के पास कुछ करने को ज़्यादा है नहीं, वो क्या ही perform करेंगे, because everything is so hammed up, it is so melodramatic कि there is no actual space for nuance. The background score is so loud that I could feel it inside me, right? In my chest, I could feel the background score. That's how loud it is. And that's not fun for a film. जैसे एक concept होता है हमारा folly का, using silence. Both of those have lost all and utter meaning in this film. There is no silence. कभी कभी तो loud dialogue के लिए अलग से loud background music भी है. And it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. Especially sometimes when you're like, oh, the film is ending. It is not ending. Something new happens, which has already essentially happened before. Especially losing Amrish Puri as a villain is a huge loss to the film itself, because what a villain he made in the first film. He was so domineering and enraged and just, he's such a good villain in general. यहाँ पे that kind of, वो जो रुतबा है उनका is just fully missing, because without a good villain, then how do you make a good film? The only thing working for Gadar 2 is the little nostalgia that we get from Gadar 1. क्योंकि fully Gadar 1 के scenes are in this. जैसे if Tara and Sakina are looking at each other, they will remind you that they looked at each other like this where in Gadar 1. And at some point it gets too much. क्योंकि अगर फिल्म में कुछ और हो बोलने के लिए, right, then these kind of nostalgia factors are great. But in a film that already is so similar to the first one, if you already add their other scenes into it, there's nothing left. And the songs that are in this film are also from Gadar Ek Prem Katha, and they do kind of solidify why this film became a cult classic, क्योंकि क्या मस्त गाने हैं. You listen to मैं निकला गड्डी लेके and you're going to tap your feet. It's impossible not to. Such a great song. And that's why the songs in Gadar 2, the originals, get compared a little bit. So even though they're not bad songs, वो charm वो capture नहीं कर पाते, so they seem off. The camera work. There are just Dutch angles randomly everywhere. The camera work is shoddy in places. Sometimes it is stable and that is great, but that's the only thing that's kind of keeping things together. The framing is half decent, but there's this point where, say, someone shoots someone and the camera follows the bullet trajectory, and in such a close setup that does not make sense. Gadar 2 just does not come together as a good film, be it plot wise, be it cinematically, be it just technically. And that's the biggest thing, because it has so much going for it as being part of oh, this Gadar ek Prem Katha ka craze, but it just falls flat. And that is why my rating for Gadar 2 is 1.5 stars out of 5.